This is a Tallahassee update from the Florida Healthcare Association.
Hi, I'm Emmett Reed, Executive Director of the Florida Healthcare Association. Welcome to another edition of FHCA's Provider Program. Earlier this week, the Senate released its budget with a zero cut to Medicaid funding for nursing home care. Senator Joe NEGRON, who chairs the Senate Budget Subcommittee on Health and Human Services Appropriations, has indicated publicly on several occasions that he had no intentions of cutting nursing home funding in his budget this year. And we want to thank him for being a champion for the frail elders cared for in our member facilities. We also would like to thank Senate President Mike Hiradopoulos and Senator Don Gates for their tremendous support as well. As we previously reported, the House cut to nursing home Medicaid funding is 2.5%. While we are in good standing with the Senate budget at this point, we want to remind everyone that there is still a long way to go in the budget process. While you continue focusing on delivering high-quality care, your FHCA staff and lobby team members are meeting daily with lawmakers to help them understand the need for adequate funding. We welcomed another large group for a successful Lobby Wednesday this week, including members from Cypress Health Group, Airamid Health Management, and Pines of Sarasota. We spoke to FHCA Senior Vice President Scott Allen, who shared his perspective on the day's events, as well as the importance of member involvement in our legislative activities early and often.
Good morning. My name is Scott Allen. I am the administrator for Palm Garden of Tampa, and I'm the Senior Vice President for the Florida Healthcare Association. We are up here today at Lobby Wednesday here in Tallahassee at the Capitol with over 50 people from across the state here to lobby their elected officials. At the end of the day, grassroots involvement. Members that come directly from South Florida, all the way from Miami, from Key West, from Orlando, Naples, Tampa, Jacksonville, you name it, really make a huge impact on legislators and the visits that you make, because basically they need to hear from individuals. Florida Healthcare Association weekly throughout session has members here at the Capitol lobbying on behalf of our issues. And we are a continual drumbeat throughout session to make sure that legislators understand our issues completely. And what breaks us apart from the other associations is that while you're up here, you may run into Firefighters Day or Truck Drivers Day or Pharmacist Day, you name it. And unfortunately, session is 60 days long. Because we do a Lobby Wednesday each week throughout session, legislators are constantly hearing from members regarding nursing home issues, and what they're not able to do is forget about elders. Our elders do count, they do make a difference, and together we can keep the promise together, our Florida promise. Thank you.
Along with monitoring our state issues, FHCA has been watching the debate in Washington that could impact providers' Medicare rates. With 80% of residents in our member facilities relying on government funding to pay for their long-term care, it's important that we keep educating Congress about the impact their decisions have on facility resources back home. I caught up with Cypress President Rich Kase, who serves on the American Healthcare Association's Board of Governors, about what's happening in Washington, as well as their company's commitment to our ongoing grassroots advocacy at both the state and federal level.
Okay, I'm on the fourth floor of the Capitol with Rich Kase and Cypress Healthcare. Rich, you always bring a big group up, and this year is no exception. But Rich, you've been involved very in depth with our lobbying efforts over the years. Tell us what your feelings are on the state level this year as far as our cuts or potential cuts that are coming our way.
Well, I think we've done a lot of good work in the past couple of years, and for once I feel we have the high ground this year. I think we've got our message across that we can't take any more cuts. And we've seen that governor supports our efforts, the Senate has supporting our efforts, and now we've gotten backing from the House, and they've given us minimal cuts so far this year. Now it's all got to come together in a final budget. But I feel for once we are in the best position we've been in many years to fight the cuts, any cuts we have coming.
You're very involved on the national level with the American Healthcare Association. Just talk a little bit about your role there.
Well, I'm on the board of American Healthcare Association as an at-large member. And this is my last year. I've been on for 4 years. I'll be coming out of office. But we do a lot of work on the Medicare front and the national scene. So, the two come together very closely. Medicaid is important at the state level and Medicare at the federal level. And we got to watch our backs on both of them.
Good. Well, thanks for all of your support on both the state and federal level, Rich. We certainly appreciate everything that you and Cypress Healthcare do for the Florida Healthcare Association as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Emmett.
All right.
FHCA continues to track legislation that impacts providers, and next week we expect to see a number of those bills on the agenda. As these bills work their way through the process and budget negotiations between the House and Senate continue to unfold over the last few weeks of session, we'll need your active involvement to be a strong voice at the Capitol. We look forward to seeing more of you in Tallahassee over the next few weeks for Lobby Wednesdays. Until next time, I'm Emmett Reed, keeping you informed about the critical issues that impact long-term care and the providers we represent.